Okay, this is one of my favorites for loosening up your body, but also playing with your pelvic motions in a really stretchy way, just so you can feel where you're most tight. Also, a great warm up for going for a walk or any movement pastime before you go for a run. If you've just been sitting in your chair at work all day and you're just going to loosen up the system. It's one of Katie Bowman's. I would have put her video in, but I saw it years ago and I couldn't quite find it on her channel again. And I don't even know if she calls it this, but I call it the kitchen bench stretch because the kitchen bench is the ideal height from which to have a little play with this movement. But we're going to use a stool, a kitchen stool. So a few different ways, but basically, if it's a stool, you're just going to hang on top of your arms, but you can imagine if this is your kitchen bench, it would be higher and you could actually relax your arms down onto the bench. And in fact, you can actually support your head and just breathe. So the first part is just to let your pelvis center on, you're just feeling the weight of the pelvis dropping onto your feet. And sometimes I think it helps to imagine you have a little toddler sitting in the middle of your back and the weight of that is just dropping into you. So go low or go high, doesn't matter. Choose an angle of that incline that feels best for your back. Play with how far your weight goes back and forward. Obviously, as we go back, we get more of a hamstring stretch. As we go forward, we could actually drop into extension. And if I'm down here, it looks the same. I'm just going to get a bit more of a shoulder lengthening. Coming forward. And then what we want to do, and I'll change angles. Basically, what we want to do is just play with shifting to the left foot, to the right foot. And you can make it really relaxing. You can just switch off and let your movements happen. As you shift from side to side, you'll feel when I'm shifting here, I'm stretching out the left lateral line and I'm stretching my adductors in the inside of my right leg. So really nice way to get your groin and your ITBs and your buttocks stretched out. So that's our shift. We could turn our feet out, try the same motion. We're starting to give our hips a bit of a mobilize. We could turn our feet in and play. Feeling different parts of the hip stretch. Now we could play with our arch and our tuck or our cat curls while we're resting. And we could sink deeper into that extension. Really feel our shoulder blades open as we rise high. And then we can play with rotation or hike and drop. So if I'm playing with hike and drop, I'm trying to open the space between my rib cage and my ilium. So it's a sliding. I have one knee bending and one knee straightening. And I'll get that sense of just opening up the sides of my body. And in rotation is similar. I'm turning my torso to the left and I'm turning my torso to the right. Again, you'll feel, particularly if you get elbow anchored, you can get that sense of pushing through your feet to pull your pelvis as far off your rib cage as you can. My lats are getting a good length in there. And then I can come back into the middle and just sink even deeper and feel more lengthening through the back of my legs. I could bend my knees, drop right down, play with the same idea. The idea is that you just play and move and stretch and relax. And whenever you get a combination of angles where you think, oh, that's stretching a really nice part and it feels good, then just breathe and hold for as long as it feels good and then go somewhere else. It really is one of her nutritious movements. And it's a really lovely way to open up the body in a slow, multi-directional way.